Boston told Mitchell to slow down and get it over to Clark. And then a perfect bounce pass with Hull working the baseline. Clark looking for some options. Hull spots up for three and hits it. Making her second career start, second in a row, and Clark stays red hot.
Kennedy Burke has missed a three in the last 3 games. She had made 7 in a row over her last 2.
Nicely done to get it inside to Mitchell.
Caitlin Clark snapped tonight, and the New York Liberty had no answers. None. Not for her range, not for her vision, and not for the fire she brought to this game.
Clark on the hesitation. Clark for the bank shots.
And Smith misses on the bank shot as the pace starts to pick up here from Indy. The hesitation, Clark gets to the rim.
And you force a Seattle timeout. And Clark recognizing a mismatch in transition. Good hesitation.
In studio.
What's up, Ari? Welcome to the studio, girl.
Caitlin off glass.
Caitlin coming off of a screen, give her just an inch. She just needs to find a way to get a little bit of space.
Here's Clark turning the corner, lays it in. 10 points in the first for Caitlin Clark.
You'll see it here. Aaliyah Boston just right there. Enough space, forces the switch. Jonquil Jones.
Meg McDonald, Chrissy Winter-Scott, Megan McPeak with you here. Clark pulls off that screen, knocks it down. Even with her body fading, she can still control that shot.
Coming into the matchup, the Liberty were undefeated, 9-0, loaded with talent, and widely expected to roll past the Indiana Fever. But Caitlin Clark had other plans. From the jump, she played with an edge, a chip on her shoulder, and the kind of confidence that can flip a game on its head.
Mitchell right there did not see her. Mitchell was wide open on the wing. Here's Smith, the floater is good off the dime from Clark.
Feet under her shoulders and launch.
Clark from the blind side, the steal and a bucket.
Gustafson, too much. Long rebound to the Fever. Oh, back bin laces. Don't wait.
Transition defense. She works hard and does her work early before the ball gets inside.
Cheyenne Parker married in the offseason. Clark catch and shoot, hits a 3.
The screen, setting up aerial power. She's coming off a pin down. An excellent screen by Nalissa Smith. She 2 for 1.
Clark, bounce pass, there's Boston.
Good screen by Nia Coffey, and that's something that Nia Coffey does well every time down the floor. It tries to help the continuity of the offense.
Caitlin Clark on the board with a logo 3.
As Caitlin Clark off of some screening action there by Nalissa Smith.
Indiana's going to have to try to win this a second time here after that brilliant first half. Oh, Clark, beautiful feed, and there's Boston.
So this play right here, she comes off the elbow. Coffey switches on, and then that is really good interior passing, but Indiana's got to stop letting the ball get into the paint. They've got to keep it out.
Clark, step back, hits a 3.
Caitlin Clark doing a great job creating separation off the bounce. The hard drive.
She finished with 32 points, 9 assists, and 7 threes, but that stat line doesn't even begin to tell the story. Clark was hitting shots from the parking lot. The Liberty tried everything. Switches, traps, extended pressure, but it didn't matter. Her release was too quick, her footwork too sharp, and her decision-making too fast.
But this is the intensity on defense that has started this run for Atlanta. The help side's got to be there.
How about the finish at the other end for Clark?
Right here, Aerial Power's really pressing up on Clark, but Clark's got some speed off of the bounce. And
with plantar fasciitis, but her team is beating Indiana, and that's exactly what the Fever needed to start the fourth. Second was just called.
So Caitlin Clark, as we get a look at this one, off the ball. 2 Lynx players wanting this team to be keenly aware of the screening action in this Fever offense.
Got to look there at Christy Sides, like Coach Trammell in her second year, and there's Nalissa Smith finishing.
Ran into them in the NCAA tournament. And I was like, what do they feed the players in Texas? Well, what are they feeding Caitlin Clark? Because there we go with another behind the back and fancy finish. Caitlin Clark pushing the pace, change of direction.
Connecticut, an early 9-point lead. Clark, a three. It is good. Second three of the quarter for Caitlin Clark.
And Caitlin Clark, one of the rare times this season we've seen her get.
Clark.
Uh-oh.
Buckle, Clark, squeeze.
Uh-oh. Well, Caitlin Clark, one thing she got is handles. Finds a way to...
Got to figure out what else she has in that arsenal and that toolkit to get past some of these great defenders that are sometimes going to be 6'3", 6'4".
Oh, slick pass from Clark on the inside.
Every time New York made a push, Clark responded with a dagger. At one point, she knocked down 3 deep threes in under 40 seconds, turning the arena into a madhouse. You could feel the momentum shift, and the Liberty never got it back.
This game, the pace of this game, I'm not quite sure who it's benefiting. I guess you have to say the Wings right now because they're up.
Clark turned the corner.
But then again, here comes the Fever using the same prescription. Caitlin Clark has been able to be ball dominant the last few possessions, and she's got
15 assists for Clark. Boston has 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists herself. Clark, a bomb is good. A logo three. And then a shrug and a stare from Caitlin Clark.
Deep three.
Here is Clark. She will launch and bury a three.
Because they do have a smaller backcourt, but they're quick. When she gets her feet set, I mean, that's why I carry my tape measure.
I would have loved to have seen Veronica Burton put the ball on the deck and attack the basket.
Oh, what a slick pass.
Drawing the foul, but Caitlin Clark just finding Aaliyah Boston dive into the basket for an easy two.
And now Clark comes up with a steal. Clark thought about pulling up from three, will dip inside and lay it in. There are the first points in the WNBA career of Caitlin Clark.
Turnover ratio in her career last season. Clark gets away with a little push, Holloway buries it. And a little reaction for the crowd.
She's really good and savvy with the basketball in her hands and going.
Even when she wasn't scoring, Clark was in full control. Her 9 assists came in every way imaginable. Off the drive, on the break, no-look feeds, and picture-perfect pick-and-roll dishes. She read the defense like a veteran, never forcing, always finding the right pass. And it wasn't just about offense. Clark rebounded, hustled, and brought intensity to every possession. This was a complete takeover. Against one of the top defensive units in the WNBA, she made it look effortless. Final score, Indiana 102, New York 88. The Liberty's undefeated streak, gone. And Caitlin Clark, she didn't just make a statement, she shouted it, loud and clear. If there was any doubt before, there isn't now. Caitlin Clark is here to change the game. And the league better start adjusting, fast, because if tonight proved anything, it's that when Clark gets hot, nobody has an answer.